What? And we're live.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. If this is your first time watching us, hit that subscribe button and you can join into the live chat. If you like it, please hit the like button. Watch it again and again if you'd like. That would be great. Well, last time on, which was 2 weeks ago, because last week we did Girls Night Out again, didn't we? So 2 weeks ago, as the rest of the party dispersed into their respective rooms, Fix had a conversation with his mother. As he looked about the room, he found a map and letter from Chiron, a man from Navarine. At a quick glance, Fix does recognize it as part of the catacombs below Key. Through a brief exchange, Arias hires Fix and the rest of the party to retrieve the sword mentioned in the letter. As he left the office, he heard a brief argument between Gidna and his mother. He conferred with his party, and they decided to do the job. In preparation for delving into the catacombs, Fix and Evangeline went to her lab, finished making the construct which now follows her. Cadet, Seeker, and Forsyth went to the catacombs to scope out any activity currently within the labyrinth. Forsyth found the secret wall and opened it to find an ochre jelly. Upon hearing the stone wall open, the sound of possible confrontation, Cadet and Seeker quickly joined Forsyth, and together they dispatched the jelly and proceeded into the first room below. Seeker and Cadet found the markings of Vel'Sharun hidden beneath the lip of the top of an altar in that first room. Deciding to wait for the rest of the party was gathered together, and they went back into those catacombs. In the lower area, hidden away by the stone wall, they found an orb that emitted a red beam of light, activated by the sound of noise. Seeker grappled it, held it still while Fix deactivated it. As they continued through the rooms, they found several areas containing materials for spells and rituals. They also discovered a soul stone, which was wrapped in cloth and tucked away. Finally finding the sarcophagus room, Forsyth let the ghosts know of their presence, and 4 ghosts rose up and attacked. However, the party made quick work of them, causing them to disappear. This is where we are starting, is in that room.
I requested entrance to Owlbear Rodeo.
Oh, are you not in there? All right, admit.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So, that is where we are starting, although this is probably not there anymore. Oops. So, you have just dispatched the ghosts. What do you do now?
Going to Disney World.
What else?
Did I still have Detect Magic up? I don't know.
Did you cast another concentration spell?
No.
Then probably for about another, what does it last, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
So probably about another 5 minutes or so.
I'm going to look around the room that we're in then.
Okay.
See if
In
I
the
can
room,
find anything.
you will sense some magic in this room. You were a little distracted by the ghosties when you
I will
right.
hone in on it.
In the room, you will sense some magic in 2 of the sarcophagi.
All right, folks. You do well to prepare yourselves. I am sensing magic from here and there. I'm going to go in a procedural way about this and check out one at a time. Be prepared to back me up if necessary, please. And I go to the first one.
All right. The first one. What is your strength? You probably have a decent
Ungodly. No, I'm just kidding. It's 14.
14. Oh, that's not bad. Not as much as I expected, but not bad. You managed to shift the top to an angle that you can see down in there. What is emanating some magic is what looks like heavy fabric stretched across old bones.
I will ask for assistance to pull the rest of it off. I want the whole thing off,
Okay.
if I can. The sarcophagi top or coffin top or whatever it is.
All right. Kadath has good strength. He probably would help you out. That is this
I don't have
character,
good
right?
strength. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. I lied.
Evangeline would offer
I
to
have
help.
a 10 strength.
Well, he doesn't
I have-
care who does
I
it.
have a
Just
12.
somebody. Please.
It's not horrible. It's okay.
Help.
Wrong character.
I
Sorry.
need somebody.
Evangeline will come and help you work the lid of the sarcophagi down and off to the side.
All right. Is there anything else in here?
This is the only thing that seems to be emanating magic in this
Okay,
sarcophagi.
then I will tell Evangeline the only thing that's emanating magic from here is the cloth. I'm going to remove it. Are you ready?
Ready.
And I pull that cloth off ever so gingerly. I don't get to say that word aloud.
All right. You work that cloth. It comes off fairly easily. The only thing that's holding it down is really the bones. So you
Okay.
manage to work it off for the most part, leaving the bones relatively in place. You're not totally disturbing the dead. And you pull it off. It looks like when you pull it out and you pull it up, it has an odd shape to it. It's almost as if it's a bodysuit.
Oh,
Interesting. Can I do an Arcana check?
I was just going to ask you.
Yes, absolutely.
This is how he does that. He holds it up to Evangeline. He goes, eh?
That's a good way to do a check.
Yeah.
22.
22. All right,
An
looking
even
at
better
it,
way.
right? Looking at it, you do believe that this is what's known as living armor. It's not extremely potent, but it works as an extra layer of protection upon your skin. You
For
would have to put-
spellcasters?
for anybody.
Oh,
My question: would it work with a changeling changing himself?
It is magical, so yes.
Because a regular cloak doesn't, even a magical cloak doesn't change. But if the armor would change,
This
suit.
You
this
just to fit your
armor,
size.
yeah, this
Magic.
armor would adjust to your skin.
oh, I'm sorry.
Whatever
I'm
shape
making,
you like.
I'm making a huge assumption. Evangeline, did you tell me that?
Yes, I would have told you that.
I didn't know. That's why I was like, shit, I'm just assuming I know.
At this point, pretty much in our travel relationship, Evangeline would share with Seeker.
As he does with you, because we're kind of a team in that regard with Numenera. I get it.
So what's the AC?
Living armor. I have to find my page. Nope,
Damn
that's
it.
what I need.
Get back in there.
It all depends on the type of armor. Right, I understand, but
This particular armor, Evangeline, with your 22, you will know that this is uncommon.
So +1. Typically.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, hold
Ah!
on.
She said crying out loud, sorry.
Right.
She gets that naturally. Our brother uses that all the time.
What?
You have a
Crying
brother?
out loud. We have
Oh,
two
for crying
brothers.
out loud. Yeah, we have
I
two
had
brothers.
no idea. I thought it was just you two.
We have two brothers and two stepsisters.
I'm hearing a lot
I
of
had
like
two
banging and stuff from somebody. Is that
That'd
just...
be me. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say it sounds like
It'll be
Chuck might
done
be in the
soon.
kitchen.
trying
Now
to be
let's
as quiet
see
as
if
I
it'll
can
do
with
this
it.
for me.
I'm
Gotcha.
the oldest, and the oldest boy, Scott, he is just 15 months younger than me, but he uses that phrase all the time.
For crying out loud.
Uh-huh.
It runs in the family. I can't help it. All right. I call it living armor. Armor sheath. I had to change the name because apparently it was too close to a name that's under license 5E, so I couldn't share it with you guys.
Wow.
Well, there is living armor in D&D Beyond.
So instead of living armor, it's armor
I've now
sheath.
renamed it armor sheath. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
It is uncommon.
It is rare. It is a
rare.
rare type of armor.
So plus
rare.
You will know that this does provide a +1 to AC.
Right.
And it does indeed require attunement because it
Right.
adheres to your body.
is
That
all
sounds
it
just
does,
like the
Evangeline?
living armor within D&D Beyond.
Okay, then it might have shared in my party. But because it flew all those red flags on me, I was like, oh, for crying out loud, I'll just rename it.
There
So I
is a
renamed it
very
to Armor
rare,
Sheath.
a very rare version of it, but there's both a rare and a very rare.
Is that all it does, Evangeline?
It also will allow to provide advantage on saves against poison and disease.
Holy crap.
Right.
Well, whatever you decide to do with that.
I will straight up say probably just simply the plus to the AC. This needs to go to the person who is a melee person with a lower armor class, somebody who's more likely to get hit.
I agree. But it's
Unlike
your fault. You know what it
I've all
is.
been hit.
unlike me, who has a tendency to stand back and blow out arrows and some spells, doesn't really get in the fray. But I don't really know who's the weakest link as far as AC goes.
We can find that out at a character. But my question is, does it stack with regular armor? Jody? Because that's kind of sexy if it does.
It would be kind of sexy.
Yeah.
Looking at it, you put it on like a wetsuit. Like you can't wear anything underneath it.
The next question is, will this magical armor stack with other magical armor?
That's
It's like
where
leather.
let me
It's
re-look
listed
at
as
the
a leather
book.
armor.
Yeah, it's listed as a leather armor.
That's because of it's to keep it lightweight and
Well,
The lightest armor there
does
is.
anybody want to don it? You'll find out why
What's
it's
this thing
listed as a
about
leather
depletion?
armor. Depletion. All relics have a depletion. So every time it is used, well, actually, while it's attuned, every day you check, you roll a d20. If at a 1, it stops working.
Okay. So don't throw away the old leather armor.
Nope.
So I'm just curious, am I the only one you've told what it does to yet?
I am only sharing with you
Okay.
at the moment.
And Seeker said
So you
very
guys
much
are-
so. It's
you
your
guys are-
choice to just
So you
What?
guys are standing in the room with us all, whispering.
Having a whispering conversation. Yes.
What are you guys
maybe.
whispering about over there?
I'm just trying to say it's up to her whether she tells you guys or not. I ain't saying shit.
That is true.
I'm going to get some more questions answered from the DM, and then I'll go from there. I want to extract my whole 22 out of it.
It does say underclothes and other armor. So I'm going to say yes,
Oh,
stacked with other armor.
Okay.
that
Skin
makes it
suit.
very powerful. All right, I will go to the next item that I see.
Called again?
Living armor, or no, you changed it.
What?
What did you rename it to?
Armor?
Sheath armor. Armor sheath, yeah.
Basically, it's the same as the living armor in D&D Beyond, though, right?
Similar, at least.
I did have a
Um,
quote-unquote living armor in there that was rare. Relic requires attunement if you read the description. So if you find
Right.
that living armor, it's the same thing. I just renamed it.
Yeah,
not
I
the
did find
not
that.
the actual item.
Yeah. So find the
Right.
actual item if you can. Refresh your D&D and your D&D Beyond, and you should be able to find armor sheath now instead.
Okay. Refresh. All right.
Okay.
That's
So
refreshing.
What's that bring your AC up to?
Still 11. Well, 14, but
Okay.
If you were to wear it.
if it was given to me, it'd be because it's an armor class of 11.
mm-hmm.
Whereas your normal skin is only an armor class of 10.
Right.
Right.
But it
brings
does
you to
stack
11.
from what she said.
But yes, you can still use your dex with it. So whatever dex modifier
Oh.
you have on top of that.
Right.
And then if you have leather armor as well, you can wear that
Wear
still
that
over
leather
top
armor
of it
over top of it.
and still
However,
add that as well.
So that'd make it armor class 12.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
Once
something
I
you can
had
work out
discerned
mechanically.
everything, basically what I would do while I was discerning things, I would share with Seeker. And then I will share with the party once I've discerned everything I think I can discern out of it.
Okay. So that is what you have, is an armor sheath. And notably called a sheath because you literally have to sheath your body into it. It literally will put on like a
Put the
wetsuit.
weapon in the sheath.
I'm going to recommend
Body's a weapon.
waiting to decide who gets it till you see what the other item is.
Yep.
Okay. The other item, you go to another sarcophagus. Evangeline and Seeker together, you get that
Okay.
lid off again.
Yep.
In here, you see, with still a bit of flesh on him, he hasn't been down here quite as long as the other one, and being closed up in the sarcophagus helps to hold him a little bit better. You see in his hands a flask, in essence, that is glowing.
Okay. Do I sense any evil, anything weird coming off of it?
No, but you do know that the flask that he's holding is indeed the magical item that you're sensing.
Do you want me to make another Arcana roll?
Before I touch it? Sure.
No, touch it
Because I'm
first.
gonna touch it if I can.
Even better. The 23.
23.
It's a potion of
Looking
healing.
at it, you know that this is indeed a potion. It's though it kind of looks like he's holding a flask, it is actually a potion. Kind of just judging by the shape, size, you know that this is not cursed in any way. You can pull it up and kind of looking at it, you can see that this is, it's a shimmering liquid on the inside. It catches some of the torchlight and whatnot, and it does shimmer.
Did you write down a color?
I'm going to say blue for this one. You recognize this. This is uncommon. You've heard of something like this being used among thieves, assassins, things of that nature. This is a poison. It is poison of emotion, sadness.
Wow. That's dark. I'm gonna stab you and make you sad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if we can make you sad enough, you're a little indifferent to what's going on around you. You know that this poison must be consumed within a week of it being dispersed. So oftentimes somebody would use this like sneak into the kitchen that night for dinner or whatever. and lace food with
To
it,
your
things like
sister.
that. And once it's consumed, they can become emotionally poisoned by sadness and is overwhelmed, and all tasks have disadvantage for an hour.
Wow, that's brutal. Okay.
I love it.
Well, Evangeline, thank you. I don't see anything else in here that is emanating a magical aura.
Well, then we should. Evangeline will take that potion and pocket it.
Okay.
She just slips it into a pocket.
All right.
And then, as far as the armor sheath, it's up for grabs. At least from me.
So essentially, whatever you have right now for an armor class, this would add +1 because you can slide it on underneath your armor. So whatever your armor class is currently, if you wear this, you add another 1.
I assume you're just going to share what you know about it with everybody, right?
Yes, I am sharing every. Like I said, as we're doing it, as I'm inspecting it, whatnot, I will share with Seeker because, you know.
Right.
Probably because she mumbles to herself, and Seeker's standing right there.
We get each other. Neither one of us are very happy being with other people.
We kind of get each other, and it's sort of kind of okay.
But once I've discerned everything that I can discern, then I will share. So you guys will know everything that Jody said.
Yeah.
Definitely could use that.
Yeah, I'd suggest it either go to Seeker or Forsyth because they're the most likely to get hurt out of people other than me. Or get hit, I should say.
Well, you see Seeker's making no move to take it.
Okay.
Forsyth will.
So it goes to Forsyth.
Keep you alive a little better.
All right. So Forsyth.
Yeah, it'll help in my disguises.
Yeah, it will continue to have that +1 regardless of your size.
Even if I become a wolf.
Form to your body, yes. That will. This one in particular, I have definitely made the call because it is magical armor and it is on your person. It essentially kind of adheres to your skin. That even in wild shape, you would gain that +1.
Okay, that's cool.
My wife's watching Top Gun.
Watching what?
I can hear the music playing.
What's she watching?
Top
The original
Gun.
or the new one?
The original.
Cool.
Okay, well, it'll take an hour to attune, but I'm gonna go ahead and go back over to the other corner and put it on.
All right.
I'll go back over here so you guys don't see me undressing.
Forsyth sneaks around a corner and undresses.
Hey, this is nice.
Yeah, as you get it on, once you get it all on, you feel it adhere kind of to your body, and when you look down, it looks like literally another layer of skin. It no longer looks like fabric.
That's cool. And my AC did go up, so you built it correctly.
There's a stairway down. Well, no, there's a door here. We haven't opened the door.
No, you have not opened the door yet.
This door here, right? Oh, I chose pointer.
Hey guys, this stuff's nice.
Yeah.
Let me go check that door. I rolled a 15, by the way, for searching for traps.
Okay. You do not find any traps on this door.
Is it locked? I will try the door.
Locked.
It's locked. Let's unlock it. 13.
13. All right, you fiddle around with it. Everybody else is about ready to break through when finally you hear a click. It took you a little while.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Come on, guys.
You see Seeker fondling a crowbar as he's looking.
Hey, I'm getting the bad rolls out now, you know?
Right? All right. This hallway, when you open the door, you see that it is dark down there. Somebody has a torch. I forget who has the torch.
Well, no, all of us can see in darkness. I imbued my dark vision on everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody
You
used to
didn't
have a
have
torch. Okay. How long does that dark vision last?
An hour. We've only been down here literally 2-3 minutes, I think.
Well, you've been down here a little bit longer than that because Forsyth donned the armor.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So that
Anyway,
is
it's still up.
it's still up for about 45 minutes. However, your detect magic has it's died out at this point. You can recast it if you so choose.
Evangeline or someone want to cast Detect Magic? Mine's about to peter out.
I will cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. So you go through this door. You see about a 20-foot hallway, and it descends down into stairs. As you're looking down the stairs, those of you with dark vision, or if you
That's
want to light a
everybody.
torch.
I still have a torch.
Oh, yeah, that's everybody because it's still on there. You will notice that the stairs widen into about a 15-foot hallway. And you're going to come over to the other gray box.
I say onward.
Over here.
Okay. I say onward.
Onward.
And I go,
Somebody just flew out of the room.
well, she said go to the gray box. That's where
yes,
I'm in.
if you scroll out, you will see where Seeker went.
Yeah, I see the gray box. Okay.
This is phenomenal, Jody. You've got a virtual playground. You can
I
just
do
drop
have a-
everything in. That's awesome.
I do have a virtual playground. I love
Yeah.
this program.
But the door is here. Where we came down.
There is
stairs?
no door coming down here. As you're coming down to the stairs, you hit the bottom of the stairs and you have about another 15-foot hallway before you open up into the room.
While we're going
We're
down the
coming from
stairs,
here.
I'm gonna actually cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Hey, I moved.
I'm going to hold out a torch
I
and look
moved you
into
over.
this open area.
Well, you have dark vision still.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Improved
yeah,
dark
but
vision.
you can still light it up better.
Who
With a
didn't
torch.
move here?
Right, you can also tell everybody that we're here.
They already heard us coming down the stairs.
But now they know exactly where we're at.
They know where I'm at.
There is that.
It
And
spreads light.
everybody in torchlight
Well,
around you.
Everybody's in torchlight at the moment. Unless you go around the corner and light the torch.
Okay.
Hey,
So, let me describe the room before you start running in there.
I
You've
stopped.
got a
Sorry, seeing Kadeth do it, Fix will also cast Armor of Agathis
okay.
at second
Um,
level.
Okay.
seeing them cast Armor of Agathis, I won't do anything.
Seeing her not do anything, I will follow.
Follow suit.
I already have my pass without trace up, so I'm not worried. No, wait. No, I don't have that. Oh, well. Next time.
Next time. So, as you come down to the bottom of the stairs, you see that this opens up into a very large room. I don't know if it's like 60 feet by 60 feet or something like that.
It's more
It's
than
very
that.
large. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60,
45 by
65,
45?
65 by 65, something like that.
It's big.
Okay.
So, as you're looking into this room, it's huge. You do see in the middle of the
75,
room,
actually.
the black square, is a pedestal. Above it floats a longsword.
Sword of Damocles. Oh,
Magic, I have to get within 30 feet, correct?
Right.
60 for Detect Magic, isn't it? Or is it 30? My bad. It's 30.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. I'll have to look.
I don't know, but it says right here. I'll look.
Okay. Everything's 60 or 30. Figure it out.
wait, that
30
one's
feet.
120. No.
It is
It's
30
30.
feet. Okay. So, yeah. But you see that the sword is suspended above the pedestal.
So we can assume that's magical because that doesn't happen. Just
Correct.
happen.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
you can
yes.
assume that that's magical.
Pretty
That's
sure I'm
what I will
detecting
do.
magic
I
without
will
the
look
spell
at
here.
Seeker and say, I can't really see it, but we're just going to assume that that's magical.
I think that's a fair assessment.
They had the sword of Damocles here.
So
sword that
if I can, what Seeker's going to do is go around the perimeter starting to the north and slowly reconnoiter this room. That's what I'm doing. Whatever the rest of you guys do, that's fine.
Okay.
I get that.
All
But
right.
I'm not doing this, but I'm basically going to do this
Okay, you're gonna
and
stay on
come
the
back.
edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to check
All
out
right.
the whole room.
Like
So
10 feet in and look around.
okay. As you look around, it does not appear that there is anything else in this room. Evangeline, Forsyth, you lit a torch and started to head in. Is that as far as you went?
No, hold on. Let me. I'm going to move down to here.
Okay. Okay. Is that where you're going to be, Evangeline?
Yeah.
Okay. Fix, are you just standing back and waiting for somebody to get devoured?
That is presuming there's no creatures or
Just asking. You're more than welcome to do that.
running
All right.
circles.
Evangeline, as you walk into the room, you do the pedestal, the sword, what's around the sword, the air around the sword, seems to emanate magic, some abjuration. There is also abjuration coming up from around the pedestal, seemingly beneath the floor.
Dad, how far out from the pedestal does it come?
About 5 feet.
I will definitely share that with everyone.
Is magic out 5 feet from the pedestal?
Yes.
Yes. And let me see if
5
you
foot
see another magic.
radius.
It's a trap.
You will also see, that is way too far. Okay. You will also see,
We have a representation of that.
oh, no, you won't. No, you won't. Never mind. I lied.
There's no magic coming out from around the pedestal?
No, there is magic coming around
Okay.
from the pedestal. That is all you
No.
see at this time.
No, we won't see nothing else that you were going to tell us.
Right.
Okay.
Until you need to.
Until you need to.
I and my construct will move up another few feet. Oh, that's the wrong one. Basically moving just a little bit closer, but not getting in that magic.
I'm going to stay basically right next to her, behind her, just so if I need to like yank her out, I can.
Okay.
Cody, can you tell me if I need to stop?
Oh, yeah, you can be halfway down that wall by now if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, about right in there. Forsyth, if you wanted to move any further, you could, as is adds fix as well before I share any further information.
Six will move a little bit closer, but you know what? He is not a frontliner, so he's not going to go on the front lines.
I will figure it out from here, guys.
That's fair.
Not necessarily a frontliner, but my character is extremely curious.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Not even a Cathar.
Oh, man.
Or whatever the ones here are.
All right. You will see
That's fun.
emanating somewhat in a blizzard-esque, blizzard-esque shape. You know what? I'll just pop it in here. Oops. You see something watching you.
Centipede.
Lizard-esque?
Well,
I drew something
really
very close to that during Inktober.
Yes, you did. It actually looks a little bit more bug-like. It's approximately 10 feet long, has multiple legs, and the tips of the legs seem to go to a point, almost like spears.
So it's a centipede walking on spears?
Yeah, in essence.
So we all see that? Jody?
Evangeline sees it because she sees the magic emanating from it.
Okay. I will.
And it is illusion, I assume. Whatever invisibility is.
Okay. I can see the magic around it. I can't really see it.
Right.
I see its magical
gave you
shape and form.
That vague description of 10 feet long with centipede-like legs that
Right.
come to point.
Okay. I will first make sure to get Forsyth's attention and let him know, because he's down there in that direction. I will make sure that I let Seeker know. I'm going to have to speak loud to let him know that there is a visitor in the room. And if he pays attention, I'll point out the direction. And
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What do you mean by a visitor?
If you allow it, Jody, I will cast Fairy Fire in the general area.
Absolutely. She lets you know. It's not attacking yet. It's just watching. So
That's a free cast for my awesomeness. Not awesome.
that is a save for me, isn't it? What did I do with my dice?
He's Dex 13. Not great.
Well, anything above a 10 is going to be difficult for me. That was a 4.
So, well, as you know, it's like disco funk over there.
Yep.
now everybody can see it.
Everybody is beginning to see. It seemed like a poof of like fairy dust or whatever, and all of a sudden, this centipede-like creature with multiple legs that come to point is now outlined in this dust and glowing.
So that's the visitor you meant.
Does it do anything? No, you cannot lay on my dice. No.
I wasn't going to.
It is, now that everybody's looking its direction, seem to hone in on its closest target, which is Forsyth.
Of course
So
it is.
roll me initiative.
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 I was just going to ask it if it's peaceful. Oh, well.
Are you peaceful? Stop biting me. Ow, ow.
Ow.
22.
Take that as a no.
Oh, I can do that in here.
Well, it might have been had we not, lit it up.
Yeah, the
But
teeth are a
probably
clear
wasn't.
indicator of friendliness. Yes.
I was thinking that might not be the wisest thing to have done.
Evangeline.
I have a 16.
Beth.
17.
Seeker.
10.
Woohoo! 6.
15.
Oh, and Ed. What in the world? His name is Ooze, because quite frankly, I'm not going to try to fit it in there. Its name is Ooze. All right, so it seems to hone in on you, Forsyth, and looks like it's going to start heading your way. What do? You go first.
Okie dokie. Well, I am just going to I'm going to go ahead and throw an ice knife at it.
Ice knife. Is that a dex save?
No, that's a to hit.
Oh no,
hit.
that's a to hit. Okay.
And there's nothing
16.
around them, so no saves necessary, right?
Yeah, 16 to hit.
16. That hits just
For
barely.
9 points of cold damage.
Chilly.
Brr.
On a hit,
Has still got that damage.
uh,
Or takes the damage.
let's see. Hold on. Hurling is. I'm reading the wrong stupid spell. Let's see. The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dex save. Actually, that was 5 points,
Oh.
9 points of piercing damage.
That
Then I
is
need a dex save.
16 for a dex save.
That is a good save.
Good.
There's things around it?
No.
No, it's something else that he's got going on with his ice knife or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. It would take cold damage if it had failed. Exploding
It would-
cold damage.
Oh, it takes that, not the adjacent creatures? Well,
No,
and the adjacent
it
creatures?
takes. It's taking piercing damage for the
Gotcha.
ice knife. Right.
Gotcha. Now I get it.
So, on that note, Forsyth moves back.
You see it go, oh.
Because he just doesn't want to be that near it.
Good dad.
All right, well, I'm going to do the opposite of Foresight and move closer to it.
And run at it.
I don't believe we've met.
I'm going to get down on this side of it so that it's easier for other people to get in there without me being in the way. As I'm moving, casting Hex on it,
Okay.
bonus action, and then I'm going to swing my sword.
All right.
Since it's lit up with fairy fire, it's advantage to hit. That would be brain dead.
Oh, there it is.
21 to hit.
Okay. 21 to hit. Hits.
And 8, yeah, 10 damage.
10 damage. What did you hit it with? Just your longsword?
Yeah.
Okay. Brings us to Evangeline. Or unless there's something else you want to do. Bonus action. No, you hexed it.
Yeah.
Evangeline.
I rolled a 16. I'm going to shoot it with my crossbow.
16 just hits.
Ooh. Max damage. 8 plus 4, 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I'm going to move to here.
Alrighty.
Without getting in the magic.
Field of magic.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Anything else?
Well, let me see what my bonus actions are. Nope.
Okay. Fix.
Fix will kind of perk a brow at Forsyth, and then he will fling a firebolt at the creature.
Alrighty.
I don't think 9 is going to hit.
No, that misses. Anything else?
And nah, not at the moment.
Alrighty. That brings us to Seeker.
Hold on, I'm just checking something. Does that require concentration? It does not. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to bonus action to cast my shillelagh. And I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and introduce it to my shillelagh.
Hey.
Upside the head.
And that, with my plus to hit, that is a 17.
17 hits.
All right. And I do spells. Spells. Come on, Robert. Okay. There we go. Plus 5. Okay.
ROBE.
Wow, max damage. 13.
Woohoo! 13.
Max damage. Yeah.
Nice.
I know him.
Yay.
Hi, max damage. How are you?
You can all roll max damage.
Yeah, come by more often, will you?
All right.
Yeah,
It is-
come to visit. Stay for a while.
Moving here.
I'll and listen.
It's debating whether or not it wants to move closer. Oh well. We'll just leave it there for a minute. It is going to make 2 attacks, one against each of you.
Wait a minute. Hold on. That attack was at advantage. Let me see if I can do better.
Oh.
Because of the fairy fire. I can! Where's my camera? That's a D20.
Nice.
That's a 20. Okay.
So that's, what is your, it's a D8, right?
It's a D8. So
Okay.
that'd be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 points.
Yep. Sweet. All right. He's going to strike out
Strike
2
up the
clawed
man.
legs, one at each of you. And he's going to hope to hit you both. Ooh. Cadet, that is a 19 to hit.
Okay.
And Seeker, that was a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
Nice. It's probably going to take some damage from your armor of Agathis, isn't it? Cadet, you're taking 9 points of piercing. Well, that I can't roll more consistent than that. Seeker, you're also taking 9 points of piercing.
Okay.
All right, and it takes 10 cold damage.
Hey, it doesn't like that at all. And both of you roll me a strength saving throw.
Not one of my good ones.
17.
Nice.
12.
12 does not save. Seeker, you get a front row seat to this. Those legs come out. You see immediately that those legs have little backward hooks on them. So if they sink in real good, you're going to get caught up in them. Thankfully, you kind of moved just a little bit to where it just sliced by you and didn't actually nail anything on you. But when it pulled back, it kind of ripped a little bit more, which is your strength save. You planted your feet in the ground. Cadet, it pulls and it sinks those hooks right into you. You are now grappled.
All right.
And restrained. Because it pulls you in.
Grappled and restrained?
Grappled and restrained. You can escape it just like you would a grapple. Even though it's also restrained. You can escape it. So, just so you know. But you are grappled and restrained. And that brings us back to the top with Forsyth.
Okay, Forsyth is going to reach into his bag of rocks, and he is going to cast Magic Stone upon them, a couple of them, and then he's going to sling them.
You're at advantage, don't forget.
That?
Your attacks are at advantage because it's got filled its fairy
At-
fire.
Oh, by the way, when it attacked, it became fully visible to all of you guys.
So 16 for the first shot.
16, actually, as that stone comes by, you see the creature use Kadeth and his armor to deflect it. You missed.
Oh, okay, that wasn't very nice of it. And then
That'll
I'm
do
going
it.
to sling the second wand, which is a 17 to hit.
Wasn't the first one a 17?
16.
Oh, no, the
first
first
one
one
was
was
a
a 16. Yeah, so the 17 does hit.
6 points of, I believe that's bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning.
All right. It takes that. Anything else?
Not at this time.
How do you have a second attack at level 4 or 3?
I thought you get 2 attacks with a sling.
No.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Okay, never mind then.
Maybe we didn't read it right. I
Yeah.
don't know. I have
Probably
to
didn't
look
read it
because I was thinking the same thing with magical stones. You could swing too, but I could be wrong. Let's take a look.
I don't remember.
I don't either. My brain being dead and all that. No, I guess I didn't. Okay. Never mind that second one then.
Sorry, I just like level 3 second attack is pretty
Totally get it.
powerful.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Sling
with your
does
small
only do
attack.
1d4.
Actually, it's 1d6 plus 2 for the magical
Oh, because
stone.
you have the magical stones. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So negate that last 6.
Right.
All right. So you actually have 2 more stones or however many. So make sure you put that back in your list. All right. That brings us to, oh, wait. Are you going to do anything else? Move. I think move is what you have left if you want to move.
No movement.
Okay. All right. Kadeth, you can attempt to attack at, I think, disadvantage. I think
Right, but because I have advantage, it would just be normal right now.
It would be normal. Or you can attempt to escape.
Well, first I'm going to curse it.
Okay. What, isn't that another hex? Or is
No,
that,
Hexblade Curses is a feature where hex is a spell.
Gotcha.
Oh, and I had forgotten to roll for my con save, but I did. I rolled it just now, and I'm fine.
Oh, that's your con save. Why did you have to have a con save?
Hex is a concentration spell.
Oh, thank you for being honest.
I'm trying to be better about remembering concentration checks.
They are hard to remember.
It is hard to remember. All right. And then let me
just
double
gonna
check
put
something.
this one in here for cursed. It doesn't say cursed, I know, but
May the fleas of 1,000 deserts infest your nether regions. Strongest curse I know.
All right, and then I will go ahead and try and escape, I guess. Well, let's see. What is it to escape?
it is an athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, well, I have athletics, so I will try that. And this is actually, let me double check. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Okay, yeah. No, that would be a whole 8. I'm assuming that's not good enough.
No, that is not good enough.
You're just not good enough.
I mean, I know it's an opposed roll, so you have to roll against it, but I'm assuming you can roll better than an 8.
It's not an opposed roll when you're grappled by a creature. You have an escape DC.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's
I was confused there.
yeah.
Okay. And then I guess that's all I can do.
Okay. All right. You did that.
Action.
Yep, that's your action. Bonus action. Can't move. So yeah, Evangeline. Evangeline.
Sorry. I 25 to hit,
That hits.
8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. It is beginning to look hurt.
Like
That's
this.
Christmas.
Well, kind of. When it appeared, you do see a corpse attached to its back.
That's really disturbing.
Yeah, well, you know, he's got to decorate himself. Yeah.
Interesting.
Do I know what this creature is by any chance?
Lunch.
I've been underground a lot.
Not lunch.
It's not lunch. Okay.
It
Scratch
looks
that. It's
like
not lunch.
it looks like the
lunch.
creature that you've heard of. You haven't actually seen one, but you've heard of them.
Mother-in-law.
And you've
Okay.
heard that they actually will produce a song, in essence, by rubbing their legs together. Obviously, this one's a little busy stabbing people.
Okay.
Crickets.
So it kind of has a cricket quality to it. Is that it for you, Evangeline?
Yes.
Okay. 6.
What kind of sword is it?
What kind of? It's a long sword. You're
What
gonna
is-
inspect the sword.
Well, I'm not gonna inspect the sword. What's the average weight of a long sword?
Well, you see Cadet wielding one. You know he's not super strong.
Heavier than a short sword? Not
Yeah,
as heavy as a great sword?
In D&D Beyond, it's 3 pounds.
Okay. I was gonna say not unwieldy. You can wield a long sword.
He just wants to know, can his mage hand grab it?
Oh,
Well, the
can you
second
make?
question is,
Yeah.
did Evangeline tell us about the magic around?
She said she did.
Well,
I don't
Yes,
remember.
I
she
believe
did.
so.
That's why
Yeah.
I put the square up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Evangeline
mage hand
did
can
say that
carry
there
up
was
to
magic around it.
10.
That's 5, I
He'll-
thought. Maybe 10.
Okay.
He'll throw another firebolt at the creature,
Okay.
and I have advantage, right? It's still all glowy.
It's still glowy. Yeah, that lasts
16.
for like 10
Glowy.
minutes or something.
16.
16 just misses. He uses Cadet again to deflect.
Does that mean Kadeth takes the damage?
Cadet is surprisingly not taking the damage, but
Okay,
somehow
that
he is using Cadet to deflect.
Doing it just a way where it bounces off instead of going into me.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to bounce and go someplace else. He doesn't actually.
Keep boing.
Is that it for you, Cadet? Or Fix?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. So yes, to answer your question, it's about 3 pounds because you found it yourself. Seeker.
So Seeker is going to do his glowy hand of death.
Oh no.
Reach out and touch it for a 17 on the dice, so that's 22.
That hits.
Okay. And this is at first level. Actually, I should mark that. Cast. There we go. Ooh. For 22 damage. 22 to hit, 22 damage.
All right. looking a little hurt.
As a bonus action, Kadeth, are you hurt really bad or no?
No, I'm not even scratched.
Okay, so I'll save that then.
He's only taken off temporary hit points.
Okay, so I
Yay,
will
armor of Agathis.
Armor of Agathis.
Everything's a DM's boon. Anyway. Or DM's nightmare. Alright, so that makes it its turn. It is going to...
Stephen King's it.
Let's see. First thing it's going to do is it's going to stab at Seeker. He's already got Kadeth, so let's see if we can get Seeker. Ooh, not with that one. That was a 9 to hit. Yeah, that ain't going to work. That's a miss. And then he is going to sling Seeker with him and move.
He's going to what me?
Not sling Seeker. He's going to sling Kadeth with him.
Okay, I was like, what?
And he's going to move.
Dancing.
Ooh, an attack of opportunity.
Not yet. He hasn't left your field of melee yet.
Ah.
He doesn't want to get too far from you, but he's dragging Kadeth with him. Thankfully, you're not in the field of magic yet, Kadeth. However, with the movement that he's doing, you are going to take an additional 10 points of piercing damage as those barbs just rip into you.
Okay, I'm going to use Stone's Endurance to reduce that.
All right.
By 8, so I only take 2.
Beautiful. You're going to come out of this with a nosebleed. All right.
I'm down by 1 hit point now. I'm really hurting.
It's not a good idea to brag to the DM how little damage you're taking. I'm just
It's kind of.
I've taken 11 damage.
Yeah, he's taken quite a bit of damage. I just haven't gotten through to all of his defenses yet.
Duh!
Yeah, but
Gotta
it's
wear
still
me
fun
down
in the
first.
nose.
Is it my turn?
That brings us back to the top with Forsyth.
Guess who's
Okay.
been not attacking?
Forsyth is going
a
to.
little cat.
He has another stone. He's going to sling it. Yay.
All right.
He's going to miss. Yay.
I'm rolling an advantage, right?
Oh, no, I didn't roll that at advantage.
Yes,
Sorry.
roll with an advantage.
Oh.
Yeah, he's split up.
Well, I got a 16 again.
Well, that just misses.
Yeah.
You're almost
It hit
there.
first time.
Yeah, well, you know, I probably deflects off of Kadeth again.
All right,
Kadeth.
that's it for.
All right, Kadeth.
How hurt is this thing looking?
It's looking pretty rough.
Okay, then you know what? I'm
I
just
mean,
gonna
it's not on
attack it.
death's door, but it's looking pretty rough.
I'm gonna attack it instead of trying to get away at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, I know I should probably try and get away, but
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
When it did its 10 damage by digging in, doesn't Chuck's Armor of Agathis activate?
no, because that's a one-time thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought there was an X number of hit points it could do.
So did
Wait,
I.
let's see. Wait, let me double check. Oh no, it did
It
take
depends
10 more damage
What
Okay,
level did
so
you
it
cast
takes
it
because
at?
I had 1 point left.
Aha.
I cast it at level 2.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay.
Glad I said
It
so.
took 10 more.
Yeah, glad you said that.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm
All right,
just
and
trusting him to keep track of that.
Well, I've never really used Armor of Agathis before, so.
Gotcha. All right.
Wow.
It's looking pretty rough.
Really? My die landed on an edge, my 20-sided,
Wow.
not leaning on anything.
Pretty
Wow.
impressive. It's
It is
cocked. Roll
impressive.
again.
You don't mess with voodoo.
I'm going to take a picture of this real quick.
Go do that. Go do that. You do so well.
Just don't
Did-
knock the table or the desk.
Did anything happen
That's
when the
really
creature
weird.
walked into the magical area?
Mm-mm.
All right, that would be.
Since you asked, Fix, roll me perception.
Am I perceptive? I don't know on this character.
I don't
I'm
know.
okay. 21.
Wow. Okay, you will notice as that creature is moving, it seems to widen its stance a bit. It seems to be avoiding a certain area.
I got an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 2, plus 2, 11, 12, 13 damage.
13. All
Some of
right.
it slashing, some of it necrotic, so if it matters, let me know.
Not on this creature.
Okay.
It begins to fall, and it is pulling you with it. All of a sudden, you see. I don't know. Yep. Boop. I'm going to make that unhidden. He falls down into this. He falls and he kind of hits the floor and this area of magic that Evangeline saw, but he seems to slip through the area that the magic was and slide down in. That is pulling you with him. You get a chance to escape. You get another roll to escape.
Alright. See if I can do this. That would be a 12 athletics. I think I'm going to use inspiration because I'm guessing that's not going to be good enough.
No, it is not. It's DC 15. I'll just tell you.
I got a 15 on my second try.
All right. You managed to rip yourself free and land right there as he falls into the hole. So I'm just going to pull him off.
Did he actually die?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, that was a...
I'm back to full health.
Win? I can't win for losing on you.
I mean, I was only down 1 hit point, and I got 5 back, so.
Nice.
That happened. I'm going to cast my mage hand and see if it will go over to where the sword is floating above the pedestal.
Okay.
And grab it.
All right. You cast your mage hand. It goes toward the pedestal. As it hits the air around the sword, you see your mage hand kind of phase out as it tries to go in. If you keep moving it, it'll go straight through and reappear on the other side. Or if you pull it back, it'll reappear. It seems to be there's almost an anti-magic area within that air.
Okay. I will keep pushing it through.
Okay, it appears on the other side.
And
Sword unaffected.
And grab the sword.
Can't. How are you grabbing the sword?
You can't.
My mage hand. I'll have my mage
That's
hand
crazy.
move the sword.
Your mage hand cannot move the sword.
Okay.
Yeah, as it hits, like if this is the wall, like the air around the sword or whatever, your mage hand comes in to grab it and it just kind of does this.
Okay.
Like it doesn't actually, and then once it's passed, you see it come out again. Like it just isn't there.
Like it passes all the way through the whole huge square.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just not
How
effective
wide is
in that square.
Is it actually 5 feet that it is ineffective in?
Yes, it's about that 5 foot square with the pedestal, where the pedestal is.
I'd like to do something when I get a chance.
I'm just going to stick my sword into the magic field. My sword is non-magical. Just a normal sword.
Okay. You pass your sword. I mean, even if it were magic, just the magic part wouldn't work. But you pass your sword across the 5 foot field and nothing happens. Your sword's not quite long enough to actually reach the pedestal.
Right.
Can I try something?
And then me after him if it doesn't work.
Sure.
Okay. Fix will move a bit closer. sorry. Ah!
We're gonna throw Forsyth out into the field.
And he will take out a length of rope and tie it into like a lasso and try to lasso the sword.
That's exactly what I was going to do, except for with the grappling.
Same here.
All
Grappling.
right. Roll me. I'm going to say that this is going to take finesse, so you're going to have to roll me dexterity. Like a ranged weapon attack, per se.
A ranged weapon attack. Okay. I don't know what that would be. Let me see. Do I have...
It would be your dexterity. And,
Yeah.
and unless you're proficient with lassos, it'll be your dexterity.
Yeah, not quite proficient with lassos. All right, then just before he tries that, he'll cast Bless on himself.
Okay. Give yourself a +4. That's nice.
Yeah. And he'll also, since I can do it up to 3 people, myself, Seeker, and Cadet.
Sweet.
All right. So that is, I am glad I did that. 22.
Holy crap. All right.
18 on the die and 4 on the other die because I have a +0 to hit with range weapons.
Nice. All right. So you managed to get your lasso made. You pause for a moment, take a breath. Go, okay, I can do this. You send out your lasso and you manage to get it. It's point down, so you manage to get it up and around the hilt of the sword itself and pull, so it didn't like slide down the blade and just char the rope or cut clean the rope. So you manage to get it on the hilt where it's resting on the blade guard, and you pull it tight. Are you going to try to pull it towards you?
I'm going to walk backwards and try to pull it, yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to stand in that spot and pull it. I'm going to actually move as I'm pulling it.
I'm going to instruct my construct to go over here.
You can move your construct wherever you need it to go.
Right there. I'm assuming the rope's coming this way.
Mm-hmm.
And instruct him to be prepared if that sword starts to fall once it exits out of that square, to attempt to hook it with his mighty spray of his full rack of antlers.
All right.
And Vix would pull it with enough, would try to pull it with enough force that it like comes over the hole.
Okay. It doesn't like clink, 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 clink off
Right.
the ground. Got it. All right. So collectively, roll me a, I don't know, acrobatics for your construct.
And
acrobatics have a
acrobatics is based on dex, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And do you want me to roll athletics to pull it or anything like that? Or
And
is just that part of the finesse?
I think that's all part of the finesse.
And
Okay.
18.
18. Okay. You managed to, it's a collective effort. You managed to jerk the sword. The sword kind of pulls out of the field, and the construct very quickly grabs with the antlers, and it lands within the antlers. As soon as it pulled out of you don't even see it land in the antlers, actually. As soon as it's pulled out of that field, all of your guys' vision goes momentarily black. Each
Is
of
it
you
magical
begin
darkness?
to. It is not a magical darkness.
Okay.
Each of you ends up having a vision, and it happens in a split second. Foresight, you see gel cell, you see bars. You look around, you realize you've grown older. Oddly, you're unable to use as you sit there. you think instantly, well, I can get out of this, no problem. Change into mouse, get out of here, do whatever. But you find you can't use any of your abilities. And then you snap out of it. Kadeth.
Whoa.
Standing before your temple, you know it's your temple, but it is in rubble. Erwin lies dead in your arms, and then you snap out of it. Fix. You see and you know that you're standing in front of the orrery. It is up. It is viewable. However, it's not working. There are pieces missing. It seems to be unfixable. You watch on the other side. You see Gidna. She makes eye contact with you. She turns away without a word and walks away. Seeker. You see before you the barracks of the Zev Guard. You have an orb in your hand, and you see nothing but death before you. And somehow, it has to do with that orb. You know it, and you snap out of it. Evangeline, you are on the streets. You have been banished by your order. You have a note in your hand. You look down, and you read that there was a fire at home. There is nothing left, and none survived. And you snap out of it. As you snap out of it, you hear a maniacal laugh. And you see before you the construct has the sword and antlers and is awaiting further command by Evangeline.
Vix continues pulling on the rope.
Do you want to make a strength challenge against the construct?
Like, the construct is like,
We won't move without my direction.
Well, Staff is visibly shaken.
Yeah.
Forsyth looks small within himself.
Evangeline will she has a look of shock on her face and doesn't move for a few seconds and shakes her head and will instruct the construct to take the sword to Fix.
All right. As you pull on the rope, you tug a little bit, and after Evangeline kind of motions to the construct, you no longer are pulling on the rope. It's walking towards you. It'll lower its head so you can pull the sword out.
You will use Mage Hand to take the sword now.
Okay. You use Mage Hand to pick up the sword. The sword and all of my wonderful sketchings look something like that-ish. You do see, now that you guys can get a closer look to it, which I imagine you're coming closer to kind of, okay, what is this thing that we just...
Seeker's not.
You're not coming close anymore. You see before you let me read the other description. A steel blade coated in silver. Etchings that are worn and unreadable along the blade. There are 5 of them. 5 small etchings up the blade. But they're worn and unreadable. At the base of the blade is an obsidian stone. Before it hits the handguard, there's an obsidian stone that seems to force the steel around it, as if it's been pushed in there. So the blade kind of buckles with it a little bit on each side. It sits between 2 spikes on the blade itself, curving outward. The handguard itself curves away from the hilt and is also etched with worn etchings that you can't really read. There's 4 across the hilt or the handguard itself. The hilt is wrapped in a black leather, and at the end of the hilt is a fanned impression of the steel with another obsidian stone embedded within it.
Does this look anything like what I've been researching, or even have any similarities?
Roll me history.
And I'm blessed right now.
You are blessed. Does it count for ability checks? Or, checks?
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Okay.
That's a whole whopping 12.
Okay, with a 12, you do know that it has some similarities. It doesn't seem to be exactly what's written about it, but what you do remember is that it would be a blade, and there would be obsidian. It would be a longsword, and it would have obsidian or dark qualities to it. Seemingly dark qualities to it.
Essentially made around the same era, if it's not the same one at least.
Right. So, being what you researched, it doesn't match exactly, but you figure it's either made around the same era or possibly even by the same maker.
So Fix will take a piece of clothing or whatever and lay it out, and then set the sword in it. Because he's not wanting to touch it. But before he wraps it up, he's assuming it may be magical, but we'll take a closer look. Can I do like an Arcana check to see?
Sure.
And I'm going to walk over and look at it and investigate it to see if it has any qualities of Numenera.
Isn't your detect magic still up too?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't cast the concentration spell, right?
Oh, I didn't cast any spell. And I didn't take any hits either. So yes, my detect magic is still up. Also, looking at the possibility of a... hold on. Oh, I hate this.
What did you get for Arcana, Fix?
Well, I can't roll for shit to hit things today, but I rolled a natural 20 for 23.
Sometimes those skill checks are clutch.
All right.
For 23, you don't detect any...
Think of what it's called. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'll talk in a minute.
Okay, when you can think of it, let me know.
I'll have to ask you.
Okay. Looking at it, it doesn't seem to have a Numenera feel to it. There's definitely nothing mechanical about this, but you know, just from your dealings with machineries and various other things, you know, Fix, that this blade is a high quality workmanship and could easily be beholden to magic of a high degree even. The workmanship on it can hold enchantments very well. Evangeline, when you walk up...
Cipher is the word I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. When you walk up...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, when you walk up, you do not see magic glowing from this. However, you kind of get the same feeling as Fix, that this is such a pristine quality of sword that it could easily hold high magic. But it doesn't seem to be having magic at this time.
Seeker gives Evangeline a questioning look from right where he is.
I ain't going nowhere near that sword.
Unless anybody stops him, Fix will roll it up in the cloth.
Forsyth
and
is
pick it
very
up.
happy where he is.
Forsyth, oh, hey, no.
Do I get any feelers that this level of magic could be detrimental to the carrier?
Magic on the sword? It all depends on what magic would be on the sword. You just see it as a conduit. It could easily be
a conduit.
Like, it could be enchanted. It could hold some very powerful stuff. That's how well it's made. But it doesn't seem to have any magic at this time. You don't see any magic on it, so it depends on what kind of magic gets thrown onto it or gets used for.
I will shoot back to Seeker a concerned look, and I will look at Fix and say, be very cautious. We don't know anything about this weapon. It could be very dangerous.
Every
Is the
weapon can be
magic
very
field
dangerous.
still going?
This could be dangerous to the person holding it.
Every weapon can be dangerous to the person holding
Okay, keep it up.
it. He's just looking at
Keep it
Evangeline
up,
like,
and you'll find out what kind of weapon can be very dangerous.
So Jody, the creature basically disappeared into a pit within that 5-foot radius.
Yeah, well, it looked like it disappeared into a pit, but looking at the floor, it looks like the floor.
Because the magic is hiding the pit, or wherever this creature fell to.
Okay, I'm probably going to regret this, but I can always make another character. While everybody's distracted, Seeker's going to come up here and then try to walk through.
Okay.
It's falling out, right?
I'm going to try to do that.
You don't see that the floor is falling out. However, you do begin to fall. So make me I will let you do Dex or Athletics.
Let me see which one's higher.
Or Athletics or Acrobatics.
Athletics. A nat 20.
All right.
I'm not making this up, people.
Well,
you
with
saw
your nat
recently,
20,
Jody. You saw.
Oh, yeah. You start to fall, and you flip around just as fast as anybody has ever seen you move, and you grab a hold of the edge to keep from falling down into the pit. Your feet are not touching the ground, but you are holding on to the edge.
I look down then. How far down is it?
You look down, and you see that it's probably about another 15 feet.
All right, I'll just drop down.
Okay, you drop down.
Okay.
You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, dropping that extra, the extra 5 beyond the 10.
Eat my 10 good berries to heal myself up if I can.
Yeah, you can. You're looking around here. You don't see anything around here. However, everybody upstairs, you see what appears to be, he's not going to be there, he's going to be off the corner. What appears to be a ghost appear in the room.
Just waiting for the cleric to go away, huh, Jody?
I'll just wait. Hopefully I can get all of you down in there. No. Curiosity, man. Killed the cat.
Well, he's Seeker. Of course he's going to go and investigate.
As you look around here, Seeker, you do see that this is a rectangular, in essence, pit around this pedestal. You do see that dead creature.
No doors, no gear, no nothing.
Nope, no nothing down there.
I'll check that creature out then. Is it still there?
Yeah, it's dead. It's there.
Well, I will loot the hell out of it to see if I can find anything.
He's not carrying anything.
I'm going to turn around and shoot an arrow at the ghost.
Okay. Good call. Roll me to hit.
I'll get my grappling hook to get back up.
I'm going to go ahead and move myself over here because I did move.
Yeah. All right.
And I am rolling.
I would have been over there too.
A 25 to hit.
25 hits.
I would roll damage, but I lost my 8-sider. There it is. For 12 points of damage. Piercing damage.
All right. And you have a magical crossbow, right? So
my crossbow isn't magical. However, I haven't used Well,
Well,
I
you have
haven't
infused arrows.
used it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see your arrow kind of go into it, and you see parts of it kind of just dissipate. It seems like it's not going to take much to kill this. Cadets, Fix, Forsyth.
I'm going to move. On my turn, my construct moves and goes.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It goes right after you.
Right up there, because I think he has to do melee. Let me pull him up. Well, I know he has to do melee. He's going to move and do a melee attack.
All right.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I have to go to a million different screens.
It is strength based.
Two.
I'm
Okay.
gonna assume
Let
this
me
is kind of
let me roll him here. 21 to hit with his antlers.
Yep.
Oh. Ooh, 8 for 10 points of damage. And it would be piercing damage with his antlers.
Okay. It charges in and rakes it with its antlers, and it seems to completely dissipate. Okay. That was weird. Seeker, you don't find anything on this creature. They've got, spiny legs, barbed hooks on the legs. I mean, the hooks look like they could be salvageable to create like a more organic grappling hook if you wanted to, but it would function the same as your grappling hook, so.
This is probably a waste of time, but I'm going to do it anyway. I am going to cast See Invisibility. It's good for the next hour.
Okay.
And it does not require concentration. And I'm going to take a good slow look around anything.
Okay, you don't see anything in this pit.
I'm going to grappling hook myself up then.
All right. So Seeker comes crawling out of the pit. About the time the ghost finishes dissipating, Seeker, you don't even realize the ghost was even there. Although you might have heard the swaying of the crossbow, but you didn't see it.
I'm not going to ask. There's no imminent threat, so don't care. He's a little bummed because there was nothing down there, but
yeah, there's nothing down there. It's just a pit to get people out of the way. And hopefully make them stuck. So
well,
you crawl up out of the pit.
It looks like we've explored this place in its entirety.
Yep.
Did we go to the room in the north on the level up above?
Yeah, you explored all of the rooms.
Okay.
On the upper level. It was.
Only one we didn't go into was the one with the weird, I think it was like a goat creature.
Oh yeah, there was a goat creature in there that you just went nope and shut the door.
Well, if you're all keen on taking a short rest, maybe we could go and deal with that creature.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like okay.
Sure.
All right. Do you
That
wish
works?
to take a short rest in this room?
Yeah, I don't, unless somebody says something different.
All right.
And I'm going to regain one of my level 1 spells.
Okay.
Because I can do that.
So you can take a short rest here if you've. I don't think anybody's down on hit points. You can discuss your options, your plans, your thoughts. You can share your visions if you so choose, or not. You can discuss things while you're taking a short rest. You don't have to be like, I am sitting in the corner and trancing.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Seeker says, you know that sword's trouble, right?
It kind of shrugs. It's a sword.
Did all of you get some sort of weird vision, for lack of a better word?
Yes.
And it was rather unsettling.
So was mine, and I doubt that they were similar. And no, I'm not going to tell you what I saw. I'm just going to be on the lookout for it. But
I hope I
perhaps
never
we
see
should
what
put
I
it
saw.
back where it was.
What was
Do
that?
what?
I said perhaps we should put it back where it was.
We agreed to do a job.
Cadet, what did you see? Or what did you say?
I said I hope I never see. I hope what I saw never happens. Let's put it that way.
I'm with Cadet.
Well, I think a good way of going towards that not happening is to not give this sword to whomever we are commissioned to get it for. Because obviously, the outcome is not going to be conducive to our happiness, joy, life, whatever it is that you saw.
So you're saying we break our word?
Would you like your vision to come true?
No. But
Then
no,
yes, break
no
your word.
vision is absolute. I'm no fortune teller.
But you are a man of faith, whether you want to own that or not.
No guarantee that our visions will or will not come true, no matter which way we go.
You do whatever you wish. I just wanted to say my piece.
If anybody's vision is like mine, there's more than our lives at stake.
Absolutely.
Mine was only me, and I've been running from it the whole time.
How fitting.
From the sounds of it, whatever we saw was our greatest fears.
No,
Potentially.
not for mine.
Or among
say
a
it's-
great fear.
Certainly among a great fear.
I don't know that I would say it was my greatest fear. It's something that I've never considered.
And it certainly wasn't pleasant. But again, we do whatever the group decides to do.
Would Fix know of any magic that would implant such visions? Because there's like Phantasmal Killer that takes your greatest fear and actually kills you with it. So,
that?
Well, it couldn't be mass suggestion because that would all be the same.
Don't think of anything. Too late.
Stay Puff
Like,
Marshmallow
don't
Man.
blink. Don't blink. You would know that there is definitely, I mean, even from going to the village of the missing or the city of the missing, you know that there's definitely memory altering, mind altering, probably memory implantment. So yeah, there's probably something out there that could do that.
Fix would voice that to the group.
The odd thing is that it happened to everybody all at once on a specific trigger,
Right.
or what seemed to be a specific trigger. And then, of course, you know, the maniacal laugh that you all heard.
Everyone
Yes, that was
laughs
comforting.
maniacally.
That was comforting. Yes.
Did the laugh sound like a familiar voice at all? To any of us? Fix would ask.
Not to me.
Roll me history. I'm going to say this is just like recall, maybe straight intelligence. Roll me a straight intelligence check.
Who, everyone?
Anybody who wants to know if you've heard this voice before.
Sure.
Straight
Plus
19.
0. 4.
Yes.
Would this be considered a saving throw so bless would apply?
No, this is a straight check.
Aw.
This is recall. This is not a magical effect.
And this is the roll of the dice plus just our dex modifier.
Your intelligence
Mod.
modifier.
I mean our intelligence modifier.
Yes.
Not
19.
do I get proficiency because I'm proficient?
Nope,
In
that's a
remembering
save.
No,
things,
intelligence. So it's just the okay.
Straight intelligence.
23 because I rolled a natural 20 on the dice.
Doggone you. Why are you even asking?
I rolled a 19 on the die,
You rolled a 19. Nice.
Because my head hurts.
which makes it a 19.
Cadet, Vic?
I got a 10.
19.
Okay. Forsyth, Fix, and Evangeline. You are all like, I've heard this before. Where have I heard this before? And you're kind of racking
we're
your
asking.
brain. But you know, you've heard this voice before, but you can't pinpoint where. Cadet, Seeker, you're just like, I don't know. I probably haven't heard it, and I'm just off because of the vision.
Sounds so much like Fix's sister.
No. Evangeline, you think about it for a little while. You think maybe you might have caught a moment of that voice whispering something, saying something while you were in the arena.
I was wondering.
Okay, who asked the question?
Fix?
Fix did.
Fix. Okay. I will look at Fix. And I will just simply say, in the arena. I heard that voice in the arena.
Fix will think back and try to remember it himself then. With that added information.
With that added information, you start to think about it. And the other two of you, Seeker and Cadet, you're like, oh, the arena. What was off about the arena? When you
There were
first,
all gods
Was
there.
it that the lady, the darkness lady? The lady that you said was bad. He looks at Cadet.
The Raven Queen.
Yeah.
well,
It's not
that
bad.
lady herself was not the Raven Queen. That was Shar,
Star.
not the Raven Queen.
Raven Queen's not bad.
She's merely indifferent.
She just is.
Oh, the one that told him to give us a chance. I thought you said she was bad.
She was.
She was, but that was Shar.
Right. I'm trying to think back to her voice. Does it sound like her?
No, it did not sound like her.
Was it a male or a female laugh?
It was male. And you believe that now that you're looking back on it, it was somebody shortly after you appeared. It was somebody who said, we should give up this futile effort. Right after Ao said, "You've got to be kidding me." He kind of said, "We should give up on this futile effort." And that's when Shar made herself known and stepped forward and said, "Let them be tested."
My character might remember that, but Rob sure as shit doesn't remember that.
Yeah.
Kind of do. So this seems like it might be somebody who wants us to fail. I'm going to say that. There's the possibility that whoever this is, they just want us to fail.
Yep. Potentially.
I definitely want to send messages to some in my order to see what answers they might have.
Or
I'll plan on doing that like once we're out of here, basically.
okay.
I'll just use the sending stone.
All right.
While we're resting, I don't know if I'm gonna regret this or not, but I'm gonna take a piece of parchment and some charcoal, and I'm gonna put it over the markings along the blade,
Okay.
and try to do a very light rub to see if I can figure out what the markings were.
Okay. I'm going to say you're going to take a rubbing of it, and you'll have to pocket it. Nothing's going to be able to be discernible at this time. You will have to do research on it.
Okay. But yeah, any other markings on it, I'll note it on the rubbing as well.
Okay. So
Sort of like
rubbing,
the way that. Go ahead.
I was going to say there was rubbings. That you'll get 5 rubbings on the blade itself because there are 5 areas of markings on that, and then 4 rubbings on the guard.
And similar to the way that he did with the markings in the sky, he's very meticulous and very detailed on what he's doing.
Got it. At the end of your hour-long rest, you feel refreshed. Some of the nerves have calmed down slightly, and you leave this area. As you're leaving the area, you will notice the back of the door that you came through. The back side of the door that you came through to come down here shows broken blades on a field of red, as if the end of battle.
Any of the blades?
What?
Any of the blades stand out?
No, they all look pretty generic. Just a warrior's sword.
You mean the backside of this door?
Mm-hmm.
The backside of this door?
Yep. Oh, the backside of. Sorry. Me. Backside of this door.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
How many blades are there?
Multiple. It's a battlefield. And they all seem to be broken. They're just broken blades strewn across the battlefield.
Any markings? Like symbols, anything?
Actually,
Scouring the back of the door as well, I'm specifically looking for the sword that Fix just took.
roll me investigation.
Both of us or one of us? Okay.
Both of you. Or I guess one of you with advantage if you want to just aid each other. And
I will aid you.
Okay.
Unless my +5 is better.
It's the same.
Okay, then I'll aid you.
22.
22. All right. As you're both scouring the door, you do not find an image of this blade in particular. However, you do find a symbol hidden within the battlefield among a heap of blades or whatever. That is the same symbol as what would be on the ruin card of a tarot deck.
I'm trying to remember what that is.
I don't know. I just
Do
have
we-
the word ruin at the bottom of it. but that's I mean, all of them have kind of little symbols and stuff on them.
If we already have the answer to this question, refresh my memory. If not, I am directing the question at Fix. Do we know who wants this blade and why?
I don't remember.
Your
Joe doesn't
mother-
remember.
Yeah, your Fix would remember because you asked your mother the same question, like, what do you want with this blade? She said it is merely passing through her hands.
So someone's paying for it. We did all the work, and someone else is getting all the benefit.
But we're being paid for the
Usually
work.
goes.
We're being paid for the work, and I'm afraid that some others are going to not reap rewards from this, but someone's going to reap rewards, but lots of others, I think, are not.
Maybe you'll find the X for the Roman numeral 10. I don't know. Something that would symbolize that card. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question. In all of my studies, and does this remind me of something from previous worlds, or does this feel to me like something to come?
That is a very excellent observation. Looking at the blade, or the back of the door.
The back of the door.
The
back of the door. The blade is currently wrapped, but I did look at it.
Yes,
What I saw of the blade, and because I'm looking for it on the back of the door, so
right.
I've seen the blade in the back of the door. I'm looking for, is this something from a world's past, long forgotten sort of thing, per studies, or future feeling, or even maybe both, but specifically.
The back of the door itself seems very symbolic. Doesn't seem to be depicting any era, but either historic or future or present. It doesn't seem to be depicting any kind of actual battle per se. It seems to be completely symbolic. Given the symbol that Fix found, you're pretty sure that this is a symbolic representation of that tarot card of ruin. So you're like 100% sure the back of this door is symbolic. It's not any kind of indicator. However, the sword's make and quality and the way the etchings were worn down indicates that this is a very old sword. We're talking possibly second world. You're currently in the 9th world. You're talking at least second world. Like, it is a very old blade.
And at this point in our travels, I would know that Fix is knowledgeable about machinery and stuff. Would I know if Fix is well studied?
I don't know. Fix?
He's a little bit above average intelligence, but he's more charismatic than he is intelligent, but he's not dumb.
He's very well versed in machine and clockwork, gears, things like that. And he does his fair share of magic. Outside of that, you're not really sure.
I'm going to gather everybody together. Well, we're already, I guess, probably gathered together if we're in this little bitty hallway looking at the back of the door.
Nobody's but maybe 10 feet away from you.
Sharing what I see from the back of the door. Pointing out whether Fix does or not. I'm pointing out the symbol. Relay that it's ruin. That way everybody who is somewhat educated can look into this too. That I feel that the back of the door is just symbolic. However, I feel like this sword is very old, possibly from the Second World. And given that it has been down here, that it has been placed down here, behind this door that's got this symbology on it, the symbolic mural on it. My fear is that the sword may have caused the demise of the world of its generation. That we may be opening a Pandora's box, so to speak.
Seeker is giving you a very blank and direct look that kind of says, duh.
It's certainly a possibility. I agree on the age. It is very similar to another sword that I have done some research on and am passively looking for at the moment. That was at least blessed by the Raven Queen, if not created by her. I don't know a whole lot about it yet because the number of texts that relate to it are very rare. This blade has enough similarities that it was probably made around the same time, and the Second Age would make sense for that.
I will look at Fix and say, I know this is your family. And I would not ask you to go against your family or put your family in danger in any way. But it would behoove everybody to know who is actually interested in this sword.
You can tell Fix is thinking on it.
And I say this on top of the vision that I just had that I didn't exactly share exactly what it was. But
Jody, I sent you a text. There's no message in here, so I figured that was the best way.
Well, that's true. You can always do it on Discord, though, too.
Oh, I don't have that open. I probably should.
Oh, okay.
I'll open it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can.
Tell you what. I'll think on it. Let's go take care of this other room.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Oops, I'm not on mine. So you exit out of here. You go up and around to the room that has the little sword in it, because that's where you saw the little goat person. As you open the door, you know he's there. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down the list here that we have currently, unless you guys want to roll initiatives for this, because you probably kill him before he gets a chance to do anything, would be my guess.
Does he look... Well, as we get close to him... Do I have that spell still? One sec. I don't. Vix will just be like, can you speak?
Like before you open the door?
Like when we open the door.
When you open the door? He will look at you. He gets a look about him that's just totally like, I can't trust you. He says, of course I can speak.
Oh, why are you locked in here?
I've wandered my way down here.
When you opened the door, but you couldn't open the other side?
No.
Sorry, can you tell me what this thing is again? I know we did some checks on it last time.
It's a marger. I can show you a brief picture because I don't have one on my computer. I just have one in the book. It's a marger.
And what did we know about it?
They are mutants. They are raiders. Typically, you see them in groups that raid. Those that you don't see out raiding are usually enslaved by other races. They are not typically kind to others. They kind of do what they want when they want, unless somebody has full control over them.
Vix will look to the group and just kind of shrug. What do you guys want to do?
Well, if we let it go, is it going to hurt us?
But letting it go, he could hurt others.
If it promises to go to the wilderness and not attack anyone, I'd let it go.
But like he said, can we trust it?
Can it trust us?
And can we trust it?
Oh, the
I'm not worried
drum.
about it. I have no fear of it.
I think at the moment we have much bigger concerns.
Absolutely. I say we just get its promise to just go to the wilderness and not attack anyone and let it go. That's my opinion. Otherwise, we're just going to kill it. What good does that do anyone?
Surprisingly, I agree with Forsyth for once.
Wow. I'm going to mark that in my calendar.
Don't worry, it won't happen very often.
we're under the city, right?
Yep, you are in key.
We cannot let this thing just out and go out into the city.
Not during the day, no.
So you want to execute him?
I don't see why, but
He's looking at Evangeline
If
as he says,
he goes out into the city, he's going to get executed anyway.
you want to do it.
could we sneak him out into the city or out of the city?
You want to save him, but if you send him out of here, you're sending him out to sure death. If you want to save him, you're going to have to think of a different way.
I didn't say I wanted to save him. I just didn't want to kill him.
Right.
You just walk away with the door open, let him find his own.
He can find his own way out.
Right.
At this
Well,
point,
we'll-
all we
we'll-
can do is show him mercy, and
We can just move away from the door and let him go on his own. Then it's not our responsibility.
Fix looks at him, and we're like talking about this in front of him. So Fix looks at him and says, "What's your name?"
You will notice right away that Evangeline doesn't care that we're talking about him in front of him.
Go ahead, try and recruit him. That worked really well for me.
Jax.
Jax. So were you coming down here to raid? Or did somebody send you down here? You have a master? Oh, to hide from who?
Evangeline's
Others.
laughing.
From everybody.
So, be honest with me. If we just leave you with the door open, what are you going to do? It would be really stupid to go outside right now.
I'd work on making my way back to my herd.
Where are they?
Outside the city.
Fix looks around the room. Did you find anything valuable while you were locked in there?
He will kind of turn and look, and as he turns and kind of looks, you notice that there are like picked clean bones, probably human. Like nothing of value.
Did you just
Or-
do that, or did you just take advantage of the fact that he was dead?
What difference does it make? He's dead now.
So you killed him. Got it. I'll look to the others and say, well, he is a murderer. Perhaps, maybe. Could have been self-defense.
So
I'm
are
not
we,
judging.
depending on what court you're in.
That's why I said maybe.
I'm not judging. Man's got to eat. Creatures got to eat too.
Creatures gotta eat too.
I suppose so do rats.
That is true.
At this point, Seeker's just going to turn and leave and start heading for the entrance.
Evangeline's right on his tail.
You have a nice day. We're going. And I'll follow.
Yeah, Fix will as well.
I'll look at
I
him
can get that far.
before I go and just look at him dead in his eyes and just say, make sure you make it out to your herd without doing anything that you might regret. And I'll just turn and leave.
All right. He does not follow you at the time. For the time being, he will not follow you.
He might still be hiding, guys.
Hiding to this day.
And still hiding to this day.
Did my vision show me anything, secret doors, walls, anything like that on my way out and up?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Actually.
What a waste. Damn it.
Yeah, well, you were assuring,
Yeah.
and that's not a waste.
You never know.
What you do after.
So you head up out of the catacombs. You run into nobody, surprise, or maybe you run
Not
into
even a
lots
cat.
of people. Maybe you run into lots of people. They're just not very talkative. And you head out of the catacombs.
You're a little dead.
They're a little dead. This is where all the dead
They were
people
just
live.
dying to get here.
Yep.
Dead crowd.
The one-way ticket. Yeah. What do you do?
When we get out of the catacombs, I will look at Fix.
Fix like reaches for his beard and his hair's like, what? Did something? What?
I will raise one eyebrow. The sword. What do
It's
you
still
want
right
to
here.
do with it? Well,
I haven't
didn't
decided
figure
yet.
I didn't figure you lost it.
I haven't decided yet. I think we should go back to our hotels. Or the inn that we were staying in.
What's a hotel? No, I'm just kidding.
It is this thing that I have just created.
It's going to be great. I'm telling you.
Oddly enough, you didn't stay in an inn.
We did.
You stayed at
Stayed
the
at the house.
We still had in rooms from
Oh,
before.
did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, we got in rooms before we were invited to stay at the house.
Oh,
True.
that's right. That's
We
right.
did.
All right.
And Fix would have paid for his for at least a week. So.
Staying at the house was just a courtesy thing. I actually have my own. Living arrangements inside the city.
What is the name of the group that we suspect Fix's family works with?
The Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge. Okay. I'm just putting together my 25 words or less, or whatever it is. Is it 25 words?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 25 words.
Fix did ask that you not share that information.
I'm not sharing that your family has anything to do with it.
Gotcha. I'm just.
My message is going to be rather vague to most people, and it's more to just give a basic update. But when I get a moment, I'll use my sending stone. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. All right. Well, this is 23 words. So.
Get down.
And I'll basically send this message. Found sword with obsidian in catacombs. Received disturbing vision of Irwin when it was moved out of magic field. Sword wanted by Jagged Edge.
I'd love you at the end, and that'd be 25 words.
I added possibly at the end, and that actually got me to 25 words anyway.
I gotcha.
I missed the one.
I thought his was better though.
Well, if you could shove it all together, like since you was up. That doesn't count. All right. So you send that message to whom?
Well, whoever has the stone, which I believe was Irwin.
Okay, so you tell Irwin that Irwin was in it?
Well, just in case somebody else has the stone at the time or anything.
Gotcha.
I sent it to you on a message in Discord so that it makes more sense.
All right.
Is there a library here?
In Key, absolutely. There are various libraries. Your home has a decent library. However, the Order of Truth probably has the best extensive library. There are a couple of places at the university, because there's a university in Key as well, that has an extensive library.
Which would
that's
have the
open more
most
to the public.
historical library?
It would be a toss-up between the Order of Truth and the library at the university, to be honest.
I'd go to the university.
Okay. Cadet, you oddly receive a response from Tatra.
Figured I might.
Tatra says, visions are what they be. Not set in stone until fate sees.
As usual, she's cryptic, but not unhelpful.
Does anyone follow Fix?
Seeker does not.
Probably would. I'll follow you and go with you.
I would
Keep
go.
the company
I actually
not-
would go to the Order of Truth Library.
Seeker's going to fix his house to get his goods, whatever he had, and then he's going to the hotel.
All
The
right.
inn.
Of course, I was going with Seeker.
All right. All right. Going into the Trinson estate. You walk in and you see Brahman.
I see what?
Brahman? Fix's eldest brother.
Okay.
Okay.
Erwin.
Unknown quantity.
Yeah, unknown quantity. The house is quiet. He seems to be the only one there. He's kind of walking around, just checking things, pacing. He doesn't like to be still in too much in one place, you figure. It's driving him crazy that he's at the house. He will see you come in and kind of get a little hop in his step. Say, so have you completed the mission?
Not yet.
Oh, he gets downshot. Like, all right. How long do you think it may be?
As long as it takes.
Well, that's not a real answer. I'm stuck here until you guys get done with whatever you're doing.
How does that relate to me?
Well, I want you guys to hurry up so I can leave.
Sounds like a you problem.
Good for you, I say. And then I continue to wherever I had my quarters.
He will
Boy, an
continue with his
obtrusive
stuff.
person, ain't they?
It's so hard to be mean to Jody, even in character.
So you get your things and you head back out.
Right.
And
And we
Berlin
ignore
still
him.
seems to be pacing.
I have been looking at this all night, and I have to say something. Joe, your little character there is sitting just right over top of Jody's frame that it looks like it has on an evening dress.
Oh,
Because it lines up perfectly with your sparkly curtain.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
He's below her for me, so.
yeah, you should be below. Like, are you guys back a bit in the stream?
I think they're talking more on Video Ninja,
No,
not necessarily
on
Oh.
Video Ninja, not on the live stream.
Gotcha.
Just what we're
the
seeing.
order of people.
The order of you are over top. Your screen is over top of Jody's, and I mean it lines up perfectly. I've been sitting here trying not to laugh, trying not to say anything, and I'm like, I can't not say anything because it looks like he has on an evening gown.
Lord. Unfortunately, that I was not above Jody on my screen. It was you above Jody.
On my
My
screen,
screen,
I
I
was
saw
above you.
It was hilarious.
I figured I was the only one seeing it, but it was obviously Robert saw it too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, so you guys head out and you head to the inn to establish yourselves for the evening there.
No, I would go straight
Or
to the
for
university.
the afternoon. Oh, Forsyth and Seeker.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, Fix and Cadet, you head to the university. The university is grand, and you know this growing up in Key. And Cadets, you've heard word, even though you grew up in Thrice, that the university at Key is one of the top universities. Everybody goes here. Almost everybody from the Order of Truth is educated here at this university. So it's a highly sought after education. You guys walk in. There's a receptionist there. She says, "Good evening. How can I help you?"
Do you have anyone that specializes in the second world?
Well, our history professor, Professor Tomlinson.
Are they available?
He does history. She opens up her little parchment and flips kind of through it a little bit. And she looks at a parchment and like, he will be available for his office hours in about 30 minutes, it looks like.
Where's his office?
His office will be down the hall, up the stairs, second floor, third door on the right.
Wonderful. And while we wait, do you have a section that is dedicated to the second age? Or the second world, sorry.
We have, well, maybe not dedicated to the second world, but dedicated to previous worlds and the knowledge that we have gleaned from various Numenera and just handed down stories, oral tradition, in the library.
Oh. So can you show me to that section, and what is the process if I would like to check out a book or multiple books?
Well, you can speak with the librarian. She'd be able to help you out there.
Wonderful. He would like look at her expectantly to show us the way.
Oh, yes, of course. She gets out from behind the desk and she walks down another hall. She'll lead you to a set of double doors that are open, and before you even walk in, you realize that this is a huge library. It spans both stories, shelves, floor to ceiling. There's a little walkway around the shelves of the second story. Both stories have the moving ladders so that you can, reach the upper levels of books. There is quite a collection of volumes in this library. She will take you to a set of stairs that leads up to the second level, and then she'll walk about halfway around on the second level, and she will begin to point out that, these 4 shelves or so contain most of the history of previous worlds, especially the ancient worlds.
While we're there looking at that stuff, I'm actually gonna start looking through the books and see if I see anything that might mention the sword that I'm looking into.
Okay. Okay.
See if I can find any additional information.
All right. All right. She will turn around and she will look. She will kind of motion and she'll point down to the lower level. You will see a lovely young woman walking across the floor. She almost glides. It's pretty amazing. She will point at her and she'll say, "That is the librarian. Her name is Janine."
Thank you.
And she'll walk away, letting you to search. Evangeline, you go to your library in the Order of Truth. You've been to the library several times. You kind of know where you're headed toward for history of older Numenera and things that you've gleaned from the old world from Numenera. I need all 3 of you to roll me investigation checks.
And I'm gonna cast borrowed knowledge on myself to make that a little bit better.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. 6.
23.
Okay. Kadath.
A whole 8, because I rolled a 4 on the die.
You are having trouble tonight. You have trouble a lot of nights. All right. Spix, with your 22, you find an area. There's about 3 volumes that are old enough to go back to the Second World, or that have information regarding the older worlds, the Second World. You find that is an era where the gods, the old gods, they refer to them as the old gods, were making their mark, becoming known, rising, ascending. Some of them were ascending during the Second World, gaining huge followings. You also read about how the second gods, or the old gods, would once ascended and separated from most of humanity or any other races that were in the world at the time. They no longer directly interacted with them. Oftentimes, gods would either project themselves in what would be known as an avatar, or sometimes gods would select people to become champions and fight and defend their faith, so that the gods can remain strong. So you kind of glean a little bit from that Second World era. It was very intensive with the old gods. Definitely nothing like you experience in the Ninth World.
Thinking back to what I heard, was there a tone of pride or admiration
In
what he heard
what you heard.
in the Discord?
Oh, what you heard from your own god. It would be admiration.
He will take those books, and And he'd actually expand his search to also the third world. Because if this was as impactful as Evangeline said it might have been, it could have been written about in the third world as a cautionary tale, or a, you know, the way we write about Hiroshima and such.
Looking for lore.
Lore in all the wrong places. So, gleaning through into the third world, you realize that between the second world and the third world, there was a great rift. There was a great conflict between the evil and the good deities of the old gods, those that wanted power, selfish gain, and control over the world, versus those that really were looking more into the best of humanity, trying to raise, or encourage aspiring knowledge and things of that nature through humanity. They came to clash, and it tore the world, in essence. Your studies of the third world tells you that there are rifts now in various locations from this conflict, from this clash of titans, practically. And in the third world, you can see, from reading through it, you can see the decline of the worship of the old gods. It wasn't like an immediate, like, oh, these are bad, so nobody should do this. It was kind of like they became silent and more secretive and quiet. Reading on through, you can see that they have attempted to hold some power. All the gods have attempted to hold some power. They've still attempted to affect humanity and the world, whether good or bad. You see that they have still tried to affect the world. Kind of gleaning through that, you find that it probably wasn't until about the seventh world, as you kind of look through this, about the seventh world, they were gone. There was no more talk of gods, old or otherwise.
Some of the books that he finds are he feels are most important. He would go to the librarian and ask, what do I need to do to check these out?
She will kind of give you a little bit of a quizzical look. She'll say, "You are of the Trenson family, are you not?"
I am.
It will take nothing but letting me know which titles you wish to take.
Show them to her.
All right. She writes them down on a piece of paper. She says, return them when you are finished.
I most certainly will. Thank you. And then with that, he'll head up. He'll holler to Kadeth and probably get a shh from the librarian. That he's heading up to the professors.
At some point while I was looking through the books, realizing I'm not finding anything, I would at least mention it to Fix, like, basically, if you happen to run across any mentions of other swords similar to the one that we found, let me know.
You would do that if you ran across it.
Especially if there's any mention of the Raven Queen at the same time, or of champions.
Yeah, you will find that in that first book that you looked at for the second world. There's definitely mentions of champions. And there's even some history in there on the ascension of the Raven Queen.
Well, then I'll offer to carry that book, and then I'll just sit there and
to read it.
Basically, read through it as we're doing other things.
All right. Evangeline. So that's why you couldn't find anything, Cadet. Fix had the book.
Exactly. It wasn't my bad rolling, it was Fix's fault.
Evangeline, in the Order of Truth Library, you find, looking through some of the books and stuff, you do find some information of Numenera that came from the Second World, though it is a small portion of knowledge. They don't know a whole lot about the Second World when it comes to Numenera. Most of the Numenera kind of talks about highly powerful magicians, mages, that created items of such legendary quality that most of them were either destroyed or hidden away, and no one has been able to find these legendary items. Among those items, through research and such, those items were typically reserved for the old gods, avatars or champions, oftentimes, which they've gotten that information just through oral tradition through the years. And that most of these items just had never been seen. Some of these items were armor, some of these items were swords, some of these items were wands, cloaks, shoes, gloves. It was a whole plethora of items that would often be constructed for that purpose. But there is a little disclaimer even in your book that all of this is based on oral tradition. This is all traditional knowledge, not scientifically proven knowledge.
Okay. I will take what I know and I will go to one of my superiors that I know is knowledgeable in ancient history and the arcane and whatnot. I will go to them and tell them about the door, the room, the sword.
Okay. They think on it for a little bit. They will tell you that the door probably holds more weight in a superstitious society or a superstitious sect. And you know what they mean by, the fortune tellers, the tarot card readers, the gypsies, things like that. Those that are not of a scientific type of leaning, or those that just rely on the sword per se. But those that see symbols and everything, omens and signs. It's like the door probably means more to somebody of that nature than to one of us. So I do find it interesting that it was painted on the inside of an area that was hidden, like it wasn't meant to be seen per se. The sword itself could, from what you described, it's probably based on the wielder as to how damaging the sword could be. Obviously, in the hands of someone evil, a weapon is dangerous, regardless of its power.
Most of his fix said the same. Oh no.
they will say it's odd. When one thinks of ruin plus an ancient relic, what you described to me is from a very ancient world and hidden away and protected by magic, because you told him of the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel like that. Here, let me show you. And she'll grab a book, or he'll grab a book. I'm gonna make it a man. He'll grab a book and he'll start flipping through it. And you notice that there's a lot of symbology in this book. And he just kind of flips through real fast and then just stops. And on one page you see that as something very similar to what you saw on the back of the door. And it is the ruin card. And we'll say something like that.
I will acknowledge, yes, that it was something like that.
We'll say interesting. Here it says from some studies that oftentimes one of the old gods, an evil god by the name of Baaaaaack, it is said of the ancient times, and today they don't attribute it to an old god. They just say it's ruin. You're going to have demise or whatever in your future. They don't attribute it to a god. But in the ancient times, they attributed it to the old god Baaaaaack. And he would often use that to frighten people into doing nothing.
I will ask him about symbols or ruins that might also be associated with this same Baaaaaack.
Baaaaaack?
My thoughts being connecting the symbols of this god to the symbols on the sword.
He will show you some symbology and whatnot that's in that book on the old gods. But the biggest one, none of them seem to match what was on the sword, except for one. There was one symbol that looked somewhat similar. And with that, it was death. But the one that stands out the most to you is definitely, there is a symbol of a skull with red eyes and a crown in that book. That is Baaaaaack's symbol.
And I'll ask all of this information that we have that you're sharing with me. This is stuff that has been passed down, acquired through scientific research.
Oh, everything that we have from the ancient worlds. Probably anything beyond the fourth world, anything older than the fourth world, is all oral. Like, we have discovered nothing prior to the fourth world. You may have just found the first. Was there any magical properties upon the sword? Was it Luminera?
I will share what you shared with me earlier. I will share what I gleaned.
All right. Well, perhaps it is just a finely made sword from that era. To stand the test of time is impressive.
I will ask him if there are any physical symbols that we have, like actual tangible, that's the word I'm looking for, things that we have related to this Valsharoon.
Oh, I have nothing tangible.
Or only artwork.
Only the symbols. We have nothing.
I will ask him, do you mind if I make notes and drawings of some of the stuff that you've shown me here?
No, not at all. If it will aid you in your studies, perhaps you can return to us with more knowledge.
I'll hope so. And I will take the time to sit and draw out the symbol, all of the symbols that
All right.
have been shared, and write notes and stuff about this stuff.
All right. So you take that etching. After you guys are done in the libraries, is there anything else you wish to do, or are you going to meet up with your compatriots?
I was going to go talk to the professor.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At
You're
the
going to talk to
university.
the professor. All right. You head up to the professor's office. The door is open. Yeah, he seems to be sitting at his desk poring over some parchment with a hot cup of tea in his hand.
I walk in with Cadethan and shut the door behind me and lock it.
He will raise an eyebrow. he will kind of look at you and say, what is so important about my field that you have the need to ensure its security?
Fix will take out the parchment of rubbings and drawings from the sword, and he'll clear the guy's desk off for him, like scoot stuff around and set that down, and like grab his tea and set it on the corners or whatever to hold it open.
All right. He will look at it momentarily, and I mean, it takes a couple of minutes. He's looking at it. It's like, where did you find these?
On a sword.
On a sword.
A sword.
A very old sword.
From the
Very
second
old.
world.
Wow. Okay. That could change some of the symbols. Okay. He gets up, he goes to a shelf, he grabs a book, and he flips it open, and he starts looking. It takes him a good 15, 20 minutes as he's going through, looking at something, flip a few pages, look at something, flip a few more, look at something, and he starts to hone in. He's not flipping as many pages, very few. He's honing in on where he needs the information. And he goes, well, it's like, these are really hard to distinguish, but I think that one, and he points to the one at the not at the very end, second to last. Hi. Second to last one.
Is a greeting of hi.
From the She knocks things off my desk when she decides to join me.
Sorry,
Most
didn't mean to
notably,
derail there.
I fear that she'll knock off my work computer. So, because it's not highly secure on my desk. So the second to last one from the tip of the sword. So going from the hilt, it would be the 1, 2, 3, fourth one. He says that one. I believe that one is dark. It stands for dark or darkness, or lightlessness, the absence of light. And he'll flip around. He'll show you his book, and he'll point to it, and it definitely matches up with some that's still there. But again, it's kind of like, fingerprints. It matches on, 15 out of the 30 points that you would need to know a symbol by.
Okay. I won't even ask. He just grabs the book and he looks at the title of it.
The title of it is like Ancient Symbols of Worlds Past or of Worlds Gone By.
Do you mind if I borrow this?
I suppose not. If you find more matches, please do inform me. I'm intrigued. This definitely is ancient.
The understanding that this conversation never happened.
Well, I can live with that.
Look up at Kadeth and says, "Do you trust him?"
I'll take it. I'll look at right into the guy's eyes, and does it seem like I can trust him? Is he the type to keep something like this secret?
Yeah. You know that he is a seeker of knowledge for knowledge's sake, not necessarily to share what he knows.
I think we can trust him.
Okay, much appreciated. He'll take his parchment and roll it up, and then I'll take the tea and take a sip. Pretty good. Set it back down.
I love it.
And then walk out.
Okay then.
And actually, as Fix is walking toward the door, I'm gonna turn back to the professor and basically give him a description of the sword I'm looking for and ask him if he's ever run across any references to it or has heard anything of it before.
Well, what you described to me is definitely of an ancient make. There are lots of weapons that have been described as tools of champions. Perhaps if you check out the library, check for books on the ancient worlds, the second, third worlds. That is when the champions were most prevalent, I believe.
Very well. I was just curious if you had any direct knowledge yourself more than anything.
No. Matter of fact, to get my eyes on such an ancient weapon would be a treat, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, if I ever happen to find it, maybe I will give you such a treat.
That would be most appreciated.
and then I'll just bow and head out.
All right.
Follow Fix.
All right. So does everybody confer to the inn to meet up with your group, or do you still need something else to do?
To the end.
To the end.
To the end.
All right. Forsyth, Seeker, you're sitting in the inn.
I'm eating lunch or dinner or whatever's appropriate for the time I get there.
Sure, why not?
Probably somewhere between the two. Leonard.
Lunner. Lunner.
And you see
Always
the
time
three
for
of them walk
brunch.
in. Always time for brunch. That's right. You see the three of them walk in. They look like their heads are going to explode. They've done a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of conversing.
I give them a head jut and continue eating. I just go and then continue eating.
Sup?
Sup. Sup with you.
Sup?
All right.
Oh.
So you join them for some food, some drink, and you will begin to discuss your findings, I'm assuming, but that is where we're going to stop for tonight. We have about 5 minutes left, and we did not even take a break tonight. I just plowed right on through.
Yep. Cool.
Sorry.
I think we should call it 5 minutes early.
There you go. All right. Well, that is where we're going to end tonight. So I'll sign us off, unless anybody has something else they need to. All right. Then thank you for watching. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, like, subscribe, hit the notifications so you can find out when we're online. And hope you enjoyed it. See you next week, next Tuesday.